Welcome, everybody, to another presentation of the QBL Game of the Week, brought to you by Nothing But Net Media, the Australian Sports Network, Stream Team Australia, and, of course, Basketball Queensland. We're live from Roland Cowan Stadium in Carina as the Lady Spartans host the North Gold Coast Seahawks in what could be a QBL Finals preview. I'm John Guarna, joined tonight by Dave Derwin and Regan Baker. Pretty interesting matchup here tonight, gents. Spartans coming off their first loss of the season, losing on a buzzer beater in Mackay last weekend, splitting that rocky Mackay road trip. You got to think a bit of pressure taken off the Spartans here. North Gold Coast comes in 8th spot. They seem to be fairly secure in that finals positioning, but they may have to face the Spartans come round one. You think they're going to want to make a statement here tonight?
Yeah, it'll be a really interesting one as far as tactically what both teams do, because I think, for the Spartans, they're going to be a little angry and a little determined to make up for last week's loss. But equally, to your point, you don't want to show everything, and if you're going to potentially face this team again in a few weeks' time. So I think obviously they've built such a good team this year in the last couple of years that they'll probably just go about their business and try and put them to the sword like they know best. But as I said, it's just an interesting one because this might be the first round playoff matchup.
Well, I think the Spartans, coming off of a loss, though, probably a little less pressure on them now. They did make that undefeated run a few years ago, but you got to think picking up a loss heading into finals, not necessarily the worst thing a few weeks out from finals time.
No, and it's not like it was a blowout. I mean, it was
a buzzer beater.
Literally a buzzer beater.
Yeah.
from
half court,
from 40 feet or something.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I think again, I just think I think for the Spartans, they'll just look to again just get back on their ways and their winning ways and focus on the little things and away they go. And for the Seahawks, it's a great test because they know that equally they might have to face this team in a couple of weeks' time, so they're probably going to look at, in particular, what are the things they run and who they want to try and get some stuff for, and then put that into their little back pocket to help their scout in a couple of weeks.
How much stock, if you're the Seahawks, do you put into this game tonight? Do is this a telltale sign? Is it a must-win? Where do you think Seahawks come in mentally heading into this one?
Yeah, I don't know that it's a must-win, but equally they're only a couple ahead of ninth, so. You really want to try and win every game you play. So I don't think it's be a must-win pressure, but, it's a good test against the best in the competition. So
yeah, and you look at the ladder, it is North Gold Coast Seahawks sitting in that 8th spot at 9-7, and then breathing down their neck, Sunshine Coast Phoenix, University of Sunshine Coast Rib, both at 7-9. So technically, there's still an opportunity, potentially, for someone maybe to sneak into that 8th spot, but a win would go a long way here for North Gold Coast. They win this one, they're in.
Yeah.
We're getting set for the opening tip. Spartans in their home black, North Gold Coast in the road whites.
Now, Johnny, Yasmin, are you going to give that a crack?
Biddy Quindila.
Right,
I hope I get it right. If I haven't, if any one of Yasmin's friends or family are checking in, let me know in the comments if I'm getting it right or wrong. I did check beforehand. I'm pretty sure that's what we got, though. We are underway. North Gold Coast has first possession of it. They've got 9 on the shot clock now. Forced to fire a deep jumper. It's off. Rebound to Ajapar Amar. That's Illingworth. No, it's not. That's Emily Allen with the jumper, the captain. Here comes Spartans. And Dave, I say it a lot off air, but to me, Spartans are the best defensive team in this competition. As we see Scott put the first points on the board with the layup, but I think they're most impressive on the defensive end.
Yeah.
Young Katie Diebel getting the start for the Seahawks tonight. Good hands there by Curry, tipping it out of bounds. It's going to stay with North Gold Coast, 13 seconds on the clock. Referees tonight, Kalia Hanks and Adam Morrow.
Yeah, we had the Seahawks a couple weeks ago, Johnny, and they were really good. A lot of shooting capability in the group. Obviously, a mixture of youth and experience, and Dee was certainly an amazing young talent.
Middleton misses the layup attempt.
I'm just trying to remember from a couple of weeks ago, Johnny, think we were critical that Middleton didn't get involved enough, and she's going to want the ball and look for those touches, and that's a great start for her.
Isaac gets inside, layup's good, plus the foul. The help defense a little bit late on that one. The blocking foul going to go against Lauren Jansen. So Odette Isaac going to go to the line for a three-point play opportunity. And that's a tough matchup for Jansen. Help defense from Diebel, about a step behind there. Just getting over there just a bit late.
Yeah, what we liked is there in that environment is as soon as the ball's on the floor, you want to meet them on the paint, side of the paint. So then the defense has got to make a decision. Maybe it's an extra dribble, or hopefully they go right through a defender for an offensive. But from a help position, that's certainly your goal, is to get your feet to the outside of the paint and meet the offense.
Yeah, you got to like the pressure from Spartans. North Gold Coast getting set in half court with 10 on the shot clock. Here's Diebel stepping around the defense, flips it up, no good. Middleton offensive rebound, put back, no good. Battling for the rebound, that's Mellors. There's a scrap for it. Middleton nearly recovers it. Diebel's in there, it's a jump ball. Possession arrow favors Spartans. You got to like the feistiness from both teams here early. Everyone's getting after it. You love it, Dave.
Yeah, it's good. Spent about 25 seconds in the backcourt, mate. Flipping between white ball, black ball, white ball, black ball.
And that's a blocking foul called on Casey Samuels. A little over-aggressive, a little silly there, picking up way too out there.
A little careless, not necessary.
Understand you want to be aggressive defensively, but you got to pick and choose your spots. Scott squaring up, gets to the rim, misses the layup. Samuels with the rebound.
Great D.
They're really looking to get Middleton going. She can't connect, but finishes the rebound.
I like it. I like it, Johnny. It's good intent early from the Seahawks.
Isaac again getting free along the baseline, misses the layup attempt. Curry, it's the rebound and another foul call.
Well, you know what's just obvious for me is the Spartans' physicality is just light years ahead of others, right? And that's, for me, that's just effort and intent and commitment and passion.
Well, the beautiful thing is that's how they play. The referees let them play as Mellors banks one home.
Yeah, I've been saying that forever. It's, that you bring the physicality, let the referees work it out. And then if you need to tone it down, you tone it down. Yeah. But the more physical team always gets the rub of the green, and that's what Spartans are doing. They're just being tough and wanting every ball and getting on loose balls and offensive rebounds.
Parmamar thought about the step back. Resets the offense with 15 on the clock. Mellors fires a three off the back of the rim. Long rebound. And it's amazing because when you look at this Spartans group, Dave, it's not a very tall group, I guess, per se, but they do such a good job defensively and on the glass.
Yeah, I think, and again, it's just that attitude and effort is where they hit the glass. But, they are. They're not very big at all, actually. I was just observing that.
And you said it, you want to see Middleton get involved. She's getting a touch every possession, so.
Yeah, she sure is, which is terrific.
Just make sure that you got to get her at least a touch. But what I've seen so far from Middleton, Dave, she's looking to be aggressive, getting the shot up every time. It doesn't have to be a shot as long as she's getting the touch.
Well, what you want is, and again, you want the defense collapsing, and then that's where it's going to open up opportunities because we know this Seahawks team has got some shooters.
Great take by Diebel. She really impressed us when we were down at North Gold Coast earlier in the season. And just a really aggressive young player. This is someone to mark this name. Do not forget that name, Katie Diebel. She's going to be a star.
Yeah. I mean, she has to be the best for her age female I've ever seen. And I don't see a whole lot of women's hoops, but
well, to me, I mean, we're running our player, our player
like a bit,
and the season
Heel,
awards.
Like, Heel was outstanding as a youngster as well.
And Shanice Swain from Cairns also, another player who's just super impressive at such a young age, playing at this level. And
well, I'm assuming that she'll be at the Institute pretty soon.
well, Shanice Swain went down just a couple weeks ago to the COE, and I would be shocked if Diebel doesn't join her eventually. Another foul called, and again, the physicality, Dave, it's not just defensive physicality, it's on the offensive end, as there is a timeout taken on the floor. So we'll take a quick one as well. 6:22 to go in the first quarter. It's a 2-point game. Spartans up 7-5. And your QBL Game of the Week presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. Back with you at Roland Cowan Stadium. It is a 2-point lead for Spartans, 7-5 with 6:22 to go. Charmier Miller's on the free throw line for 2 shots. Pretty interesting timeout to take there. It's pretty good game so far, pretty close. Thought it might have been a little quick for the timeout.
Yeah, a little. Yeah, it was. It's a bit surprising, but maybe the coaches see something. They just want to clean up. I think Spartans have been pressing and trapping a little bit, so maybe just a little bit of instructions to the Seahawks crew. And then equally, I think for the Spartans, they might want to just have a chat about Middleton being such a focus and how they're going to defend that.
Spartans do come out in a 2-1-2 press. Nice play run there and a good finish for 2. Amy Durbridge cuts the deficit to 1. Good look inside. Mellors with Diebel on her. Lays it up and in.
Oh,
a little too aggressive there. Captain Allen looking for Jensen. That's off. Checking into the game for the first time, Kayla Kiriou. Katie Diebel going to get a breather. 3-point game, 5:45 to go in the first. Mellors fading away, lays it. That's a nice move there. Guarded so closely, but just creates a bit of space and gets the jumper to fall. Allen hits a long 2. Emily Allen feeling confident in the Jimmy so far tonight. Scott fires her own long 2 and hits that one. She's got to be up there for one of the contenders for Player of the Year so far in the women's side of things for sure. Foul called on Mellors, the block foul. 3rd team foul. Mellors first. Checking in for Spartans, Rebecca Haynes going to check in, and Ashley Caratiana. And then Deja Middleton checks back in for Seahawks. Samuels' 3 is off. Haynes grabs the rebound. Nat Taylor swishes one from the wing. If you're going to trade buckets with Spartans, it could be a long night.
It very well could be.
Kiriou blocked by Scott. Middleton recovers. Aja Parma Mar, though, comes up with it. And then Scott fouled by Jansen.
Yeah, another one.
That's the 15 foul.
Yeah, just a second kind of silly one. And obviously Jansen's, a big part of what they like to do. So I call them the Sean Kemp fouls.
Yeah, what was that?
The terribly not smart ones that you just go, why did you do that?
Why are you hating on the Rain Man?
Because Rain Man he'd miss a shot, he wouldn't get a call, and then he'd do some stupid stuff like that. He'd do that all the time.
Half the kids who are watching this probably wouldn't have a clue who Sean Kemp is.
You need to look it up.
Get on Google, look up Sean Kemp, the Rain Man. Arguably one of the greatest dunkers of all time.
Yeah.
Speaking from the younger generation, I can confirm I have no idea who you're talking about.
Oh, come on, Riggs.
Very disappointed, Regan. We're gonna have to look into your job here if you don't know who the Rain Man is.
NBA Finals, Supersonics.
Nice move by Middleton. She finishes plus the foul.
Bulls. Shout out to my man Dave Barty, big Sonics guy. They're no longer. Rest in peace.
The OKC Thunder.
The Sonics franchise.
Yeah. I should also remind anyone, if you are watching and tuning in on the YouTube or Facebook page, let us know where you're watching from and let us know who you are, and we'll make sure we get you a shout out. Middleton can't finish the three-point play. Seahawks down 7, 4:15 to go in the first. Great ball movement here. Nat Taylor won't hesitate from the wing. It's off the rim. Middleton can't recover. Samuels receives it, and Taylor finishes with a reverse. Everything seems to be falling Spartans' way here, Dave. They're up 9.
Yeah.
Curiel misses.
I'd say they invited that jump shot, Johnny, based on how it looked like they were defending it. So they're just falling into the Spartans' game plan at the moment.
Scott gets it out to Caratiana, fires the three. That's good as well, and Spartans are picking apart the Seahawks defense. They're up by 12 with 3:30 to go. Samuels tries to force it inside. A lot of contact. Durbridge going to go to the free throw line for a couple shots.
Good job from Durbridge to make something from nothing.
Yeah, that was a really tight window there.
There was nothing there, and probably a little lucky to get the call.
And I think that's one of the, I talked about Spartans being so strong defensively, but they're so well, they just know what they're doing out on the court. You don't really have to worry about them. They just seem to run everything extremely well, and defensively they just move and communicate. They're by far, to me, the best team.
Yeah. Well, they are, and equally though, Johnny, I think you must give credit that they got a terrific roster too, right?
Oh, for sure. There's no doubt about that. Caratiana was blocked. Haynes, short jumper's good. 14 points to lead here for Seahawks. Jumpers off by Allen. Parma Mark comes up with it, and Spartans are looking to run. Pass from Scott to Taylor. A little too strong and long. Turnover for Spartans. 2:40 to go in the first quarter. Spartans on a roll. Samuels hasn't really been able to get on the board as Middleton misses one with the left hand. Here comes Spartans again. Haynes nearly has it stolen, recovers, and then is fouled. Looks like that one's going to go against Curiel. And Haynes going to go to the free throw line for 2 shots. That actually was against Samuels, her second. So Jansen checks back in and gives Samuels a breather. I thought they were looking for the. I thought they were going for the sideline out of bounds there. Haynes going to be at the free throw line for 2 shots. It's the first. Second good as well. 16 points the lead now here for Spartans.
Whoa.
Bad turnover, but they give it right back to the Spartans. Here's Jansen. Now Diebel back out there. Picks up her dribble. Very perimeter oriented here. Looking inside. Middleton's fouled by Parma Mar. Both teams in the penalty, so Deja Middleton will go to the free throw line for a couple.
Yeah, I really like that cut from Middleton. She's been good. I think we, as I said, we gave her a little stick a couple weeks ago at the Runaway Bay. And she's been good, really good in this first quarter. Needs a little bit of help.
Yeah, she's been struggling to finish, getting herself in good position. But
yeah. Well, yeah, but equally she's, you know, it's cute and all to have spacing, but people have got to do something. And 11 points in 8 minutes is hardly enough, and they need some of the girls to step up, try and make some plays.
Well, they're getting some decent looks. I mean, Middleton's missed
a few
layups that you'd like to see her finish. Hits 1 of 2. Under 2 to go now in the first quarter. Caratiana from the wing. 3 is off. Jansen, nice rebound. She's going to bust out. Good transition defense there from Spartans. Again inside, Middleton.
Nice.
Fouled yet again.
I'd like to see, I know it's early offense, but in that particular circumstance when Diebel was wide open, I'd like to see her step in and bang that down. What do you reckon?
Oh, I think she's probably got it in her bag of tricks.
Well, I just think that's it. I mean, like, you know, a lot of times I'm killing youngsters when I'm coaching them around moving the ball and early offense in transition, but no defender, no one picked her up, wide open, kick, shoot the ball.
I mean, it did lead to a nice look inside for Middleton.
Yeah, yeah.
And that kick forced the defense to move, opening up that lane for Middleton to get to the basket. But I agree, it was a shootable shot. Again, Middleton goes 1 of 2.
Now the Seahawks pressure has been a good idea, just lacking a little execution. It's actually hurt them. So I don't know that I'd stay in this little press for too much longer, because all the Spartans are doing is just getting early kick-aheads and run-outs.
That's a great early pass. Curiel picks up her dribble.
There you go.
Allen from the corner rolls in. Nice transition offense there. And that early pass from Diebel opened it all up. And then there's that pressure forcing a turnover. So Seahawks showing a bit of life here towards the end of the first quarter. Allen from the baseline. That's off the side of the backboard. Middleton recovers.
Nice.
Flips it in with the left hand.
Way to keep the ball high. Good spin to the middle.
Good block by Middleton. Diebel recovers. And then Diebel's fouled from behind by Mellors. Much better energy here from Seahawks.
Can I say another Sean Kemp foul there, Johnny? Biddy Quindilla, little unhappy, had a little hack.
That was Mellors on the hack.
Was it?
Yeah.
I think about 3 of them had a go. So.
Yeah, I mean, Diebel really split the defense there.
Yeah.
I thought she might look to kick, but she kind of dribbled in between 3 and almost created that contact herself by putting herself in that position.
Middleton's just trying to get on your highlight reel, Johnny. Nice little finish.
That was a great block.
Nice little finish. And then the lefty block.
Free throw shooting hurting the Seahawks here a little bit. So down 9, 41 seconds to go in the first.
3 of 10. Johnny?
4 of 11 now. Diebel goes 1 of 2. Isaac to Curry now. Double teamed. Scott has it with 12 on the shot clock. There's Caratiana. Skip pass. Curry. Out to Scott on the wing. Looking to work against Diebel. Now Curry flips one up. And then there's a shot clock violation. Really good defensive set there from the Seahawks.
Wow, the Seahawks have been good the last last few minutes in particular.
And it's off that timeout, Dave. I questioned it, but
See?
good timeout, great energy. Five seconds to go in the quarter. Kiriau looking to get it. Durbridge fires along two. That's off the front of the rim. And at the end of the first quarter, it's an 8-point lead. Spartans up 27-19. Pretty impressive quarter there for Spartans, and a nice finish by Seahawks to get themselves within single digits.
Yeah, absolutely. And good energy from both teams, especially defensively from Spartans. They came out on fire, shooting about 50-something% and for the quarter. And for the Seahawks, 7 of 17. So again, as you say, missed a couple of makeables, but did a good job to close out that quarter and with some nice energy.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with some more statistics and the second quarter of action here in the QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. Back with you here at Roland Cowan Stadium for the start of the second quarter. Taking a quick look at the statistics at that quarter time break. Leading the way for North Gold Coast was Deja Middleton with 8 points and 4 rebounds. Spartans start the quarter with that turnover. Emily Allen, the captain, also had 7 points. Seahawks shot 38% from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, only 4 of 11 from the free throw line, Dave, and that's something to keep an eye on. For Spartans, leading the way in that quarter was Mellors. She had 7 points, 3 rebounds. Lee Scott had 5 points, and also off the bench, Nat Taylor with 5. So, as usual, Spartans sharing the wealth a bit. They shot 45% from the field, 33% from 3, got to the free throw line 7 times and hit 5 of those 7.
Diebel's she's just focusing on her stats of hitting the deck.
You gotta like it. Certainly not intimidated, which to me I think is one of the more impressive characteristics of her game here in the QBL at least. Diebel tips it out of bounds.
It's a good driving kick from Diebel too. I think that's where she needs to be helped out by her teammates. They needed to be a little deeper on that three ball, ready to load up just like that.
And Diebel got the tip. Durbridge finds Allen for the jump shot. 6-point game now, and you talked about the press from Seahawks as Allen nearly got the block, but Mellors finishes. But the press is causing Spartans some trouble, particularly right in that center court, which is surprising.
Yeah, but I think they're handling it pretty well. Ultimately, I think. But again, I like it. It's a little noise, and you want to try and fatigue them a little bit and disrupt it.
Offensive foul as Diebel gets called for the charge. Good feet there by Odette Isaac.
Geez, I didn't think there was a whole lot in that, Johnny.
I didn't think it was a charge. I would have just let it go, to be
it's
honest.
just a no call. Anyway.
But I'm not a referee. I don't want to be a referee either. I think it's one of the most thankless jobs there possibly could be. Nice look inside, and Scott finishes plus the foul.
Is that 3 on Allen, maybe?
Well, we're going to see. Definitely the foul was definitely on Allen.
At least 2, but
No, that's the first on Allen.
Okay, my bad.
Samuels and Middleton going to check in. Kiriel and Allen going to get a breather. And Leah Scott at the free throw line looking to finish the three-point play. Spartans are up by 10. 8:35 left in the first half. Spartans showing a bit of pressure as well. Jansen, nice defense by Isaac,
Nice.
but good finish from Jansen.
Love it. Good help from Spartans and good patience come to a jump stop. Nice pivot. Good bucket.
Fundamentals, Dave.
We should clip that one, Johnny, and send it to every association. Tell them that, show their under 12s. Can you do this?
Fading away, Parma, Mar.
Some of my 11-year-olds looked at me funny when I was teaching jump stops the other day, and they disproved of learning how to do a jump stop and thought it was uncool. I just smiled and keep on.
No, I think you tell those 11-year-olds to do their research on Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, and pretty much every great player will tell you the fundamentals is where it's at. Samuel's wide open for 3. It's off. Offensive rebound to Jansen, and there's a foul inside.
Yeah, they didn't like the screen, but it looked okay to me. I agree, and Johnny, I'm all over it, mate. I already ripped out my Kobe reference, mate. Kobe's doing this at the Olympics. He's up at 6 a.m. doing footwork drills.
That's right.
When you guys are in Kobe's region, you can stop doing jump stops, please.
Now Taylor back on the court. There's Mellors. They reverse it now. Taylor looking inside. Good catch and finish from Caratiana. And Spartan's doing a really good job identifying those mismatches, and they've really exploited Diebel in the post a few times here so far. And Scott comes up with the steal. Goes right at the rim. Misses the layup, though.
Oh.
Jansen flips it up, no good. Durbridge there, misses the putback, gets another attempt, and she's fouled by Mellors. Durbridge going to go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Third team foul on Spartans here in the second quarter. Mellors has to take a seat. Haynes checks back in as Durbridge hits the free throw. One of 2. Middleton offensive rebound. Putback's good. North Gold Coast hanging around here. They're down 10. Under 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Nat Taylor, top of the key 3, is off the back of the rim. Scott with the rebound. Loses her footing and loses the ball out of bounds.
I think she little inadvertent trip, but I don't think you can call that bad luck.
It's tough, that one. Definitely was a trip up, but referees let that one go. Checking in for North Gold Coast. First time we're seeing her this evening, Ella Brow. There she is with it now. Diebel. Pass is stolen by Haynes. Here's Taylor looking inside for Scott. Back to Taylor. 3 is up and short. Seahawks let it go out of bounds. Going to be Seahawks ball on the sideline. Big minutes here for Diebel tonight.
Yeah, and rightfully so. I think
Samuels can't get the reverse to fall. That's hurts.
Deserved better.
Jansen under pressure misses, and then there's a foul inside. Looks like it's going to go against Jansen. I think that's her third. It is. Scott going to have a breather.
Yeah, Jansen's going to have to go to the bench.
Allen checks in for Seahawks. Emily Preston in for Spartans. She's got it now. Taylor looks inside. Haynes recovers. Aja Parma-Mar shoots the three. It's off. Brow with the rebound. Kicks ahead for Diebel. Now Samuels reverses it. Allen
missed the extra kick, but a good read in the end. Good read.
Finishes the floater. And Beck Stevens, the coach of Spartans, has seen enough. She's going to take a timeout, so we will as well. 5:20 to go in the half. It's an 8-point lead for Spartans in your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. Back with you here after that timeout by head coach Beck Lewis as her team is up by 8, 36-28, 5:21 to go. Pretty good balance as always for Spartans leading the way. Mellors with 9, Scott's got 8. Then you have Caratiano with 5, Nat Taylor with 5, Haynes with 4, Parma-Mar with 2, Odette Isaac with 3. They're hitting at a 45% clip. North Gold Coast led by the captain, Allen, with 11. Middleton's got 10. Then only 3 other players. Jansen's got 2, Diebel's got 2, and Durbridge with 3. Seahawks shooting at 37%. It's going to be a backcourt violation as Haynes lost it off her foot. You know Coach Lewis isn't going to be happy about that one off a timeout.
No.
But Parma-Mar creates another steal on the other end with the active hands.
Yeah, Seahawks, good start early in the second quarter. And that's, you know, it's a 9-all ball game in the second quarter.
There's a carry called. You don't see that called all that often. Brow looking to get to the left hand. Preston has it guarded by Samuels. Reverses it now to Haynes. It's 10 on the shot clock. It's another turnover. Brow gets it up ahead to Allen. Back to Brow. Lost it on the way up, though.
Well, and I know they missed it.
Nice hands, though. Brow gets it. Middleton's open and lays it in.
I know they missed the layup, but that was a terrific fast break of early kick ahead and then a great pass back without any dribble.
Good defense. Seahawks really playing some excellent defense. Off that timeout in that first quarter, they've really stepped things up and picked up the intensity levels for sure. Scott checks back in. Jansen going to check back in with 3 personals. Middleton going to get a breather.
Yeah, it's an interesting one there.
6-point game, 4:08 left in the first half. Parmamar dumps it off. Scott through the contact and finishes. Samuels pass tipped and stolen. Here comes Nat Taylor. Haynes finds Scott. Short jumper's good. Talk about nice transition offense. That was beautiful from Spartans. Allen, way short. Then one's going to go against Allen as well. I think that's her third as well.
Timeout.
Coach Sleaford wants a timeout. We'll take one as well. 3:30 to go in the first half. It's a 40-30 lead for the Spartans in your QBL game of the week. Back with you here at Roland Cowan Stadium. 3:32 to go in the half. Coach Sleaford calls a timeout. Looking to maybe get his team a breather. Was only the second on Allen, not the third. Here's Scott with it, working against Allen. Leah Scott fouled, hacked somewhere along the way. That is going to go against Allen, and that one will definitely be her third. That's the 5th team foul on Seahawks as well. So Scott going to the free throw line for a couple. Durbridge checks back in for Allen. I don't think we'll see Emily Allen till the second half now.
No.
Scott misses the first. Second one, though, is good. Lead back out to 11. Brow going inside. Middleton turns around. Can't get the bank to fall.
Oh, she's had a couple of good looks just to rim out around the rim. Good quick. Again, I like that she's keeping the variety too. That time she went quick off the catch.
Great
ball movement again, yeah.
That was beautiful. Finishes with a Nat Taylor 3.
Yeah, they do a really good job of spacing the floor.
Samuels looks to answer. That one goes in and out. Tipped out of bounds by Middleton, and getting back to that ball movement. It all really started with a beautiful screen from Lee Scott at the top of the key to open up that space, forcing the Seahawks to then recover and help.
Yeah, and I actually think the other correction that Seahawks need to look at is they're over-helping a little bit out of their rotations too, Johnny. They just got to stay home on their player a little bit better. Because every time there's Spartans dribble action, it's always collapse. And they've got a couple of really good looks out of it. And because they're so unselfish, they do a good job of finding the extra player.
Samuels is a player I know Seahawks would love to get on track. She's been very quiet as Brow fires a 3 off the side of the rim. Parmamar skips it ahead for Taylor. Swings it out. Isaac's 3 is good. Odette Isaac drains a deep one. Lead's pushed out to 17 now.
Well, since I mentioned that 9-all start, it's been an 8-0 run here for the Spartans.
The old broadcaster's jinx, Dave. Well
Yeah.
done.
That's what I try and bring, mate. So nice little run here for the Spartans coming into the half. And again, from a coaching point of view, it obviously gives the team a little bit of confidence when you can go up reasonably in control.
And Seahawks, they got themselves in a pretty big hole in that first quarter, able to fight their way back. They got it to within 6, but Spartans really wore that pretty well and have pushed it out to now a 15-point lead as Samuels hits 2 free throws.
Yeah, and a couple of sloppy turnovers too. They got 9 turnovers in this first half as deja vu. Oh, yeah.
Corner 3. Does it from the opposite side this time. Bit of zone here from Spartans. Pretty aggressive zone too, Dave. As Durbridge lose it on the way up. Taylor kicks ahead. Isaac pass. Nice hands there from Diebel. Good recovery.
That's 2 in a minute. That'll be 11 heading into the sheds.
Ooh, Isaac finds Scott open for 3 off the front of the rim. Nice rebound by Brow. Here's Diebel with it under a minute to go in the half.
I think Brow's been good too since she came in.
Nice look inside. Durbridge finishes with the left hand. Brow's been great and brought really good energy. Curio tips it out of bounds. 37 seconds to go in the half. It's a 15-point lead for Spartans. Coach Lewis going to take a timeout. We'll take a quick one as well with 37 seconds to go in the half, and Spartans up by 15 in your QBL Game of the Week. Back with you here at Roland Cowan Stadium, 37 seconds to go. Really interested to see what Coach Lewis drew up in that timeout there. Probably enough time to go for a bit of a 2-for-1 maybe, try and get a quick hit and set up a bit of pressure maybe?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. Just a good another opportunity to continue to coach and running out of bounds.
Isaac from the elbow. Hits it.
Wow, she's looking like Ray Allen here in this first half, Johnny.
She's been awesome, especially in the second quarter. Middleton again inside. Durbridge can't finish with the left. A lot of contact. Foul called. Looks like it's going to be on Durbridge. Fouling Preston, so that's Seahawks in the penalty, so Preston will go to the line for 2 shots. I think we'll keep the cameras on for halftime. Got a couple of the Hoop Stars teams getting a few shots up, so we'll get the boys on the old YouTube. I'm sure the fellas wouldn't mind being on YouTube. As Preston hits the first one.
Johnny just wants to get some YouTube love for young Guana.
No, he's not here tonight. He's got the broken finger, unfortunately. He won't be here. Good rebound by Durbridge. Curio has it, finds Middleton. Middleton travels. Looked off Brow in the corner, too, wide open.
Yeah.
Giving the Spartans an opportunity maybe to get another shot off. Preston, that's a backcourt. Good idea, just poor execution there on Spartans because Nat Taylor had that whole sideline. Look, it was wide open. She was sprinting to the finish line on that one. Curiel gonna have to get a shot up. Step through, jumpers up, no good, and that's gonna do it for the first half. Spartans putting the foot down there in the back end of that second quarter to push out to an 18-point lead.
Yeah, they were, and I think we're about the 4-minute mark, 4 to go, or 4 minutes in, and it was 9-all in that second quarter, and they finished at +10. So really good job to stamp their authority in that second quarter.
Yeah, and got to give a bit of credit to the Seahawks really fighting their way back into it, but geez, I think Spartans just showed their class in getting it back out to this big 18-point lead.
Yeah, and that pressure and that physicalness we talked about. I mean, creating 11 turnovers in the first half. You know, you're not going to win too many games when you give away 11 turnovers in the first half, especially to the quality of the Spartans group.
Well, it is halftime. We'll keep the action on the court. We'll turn our mics off because you're probably sick of hearing from us anyway. It is 18 points to the lead, though. 52-34 for the Spartans on the Seahawks. And your QBL Game of the Week presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. Welcome back to Roland Cowan Stadium. It's halftime. Spartans are up by 18, 52-34. Take a look at some of those halftime statistics, Dave.
Yeah, well, we talked a little bit about the ball control for the Seahawks, and that's a big problem for them, obviously. 12 first half turnovers, shooting the ball at 34%, and 1 of 6 from 3. And that's something that they're not too bad at as far as shooting the ball. They've got plenty of capable shooters, but they're not getting that dribble penetration and pitch action that we'd like to see. But for the Seahawks, 11 points for Allen, 12 for Middleton, 5 for Durbridge. And that's kind of it, Johnny.
Yeah, they really need to get Casey Samuels going.
Yeah.
She's a super talented player. They need her to put some points in.
Yeah, and for the Spartans, doing a really good job forcing those eight steals. Scott's got 13, Miller's got 9, and Caritana's got 5. I'm just looking for, Isaac was who I was looking for. Thank you. 10 points for Isaac off the bench as well. So, really good start. 6 dimes for Parnham Amar, and she's been really good at facilitating for them all night long so far.
It's going to be an interesting second half here. Seahawks have shown that they can come back from this big deficit. Just wonder if they showed all their cards here already in that first half, if they have any other tricks up their sleeve. If you're Coach Sleaford, what are you looking to do to switch it up to get your team back into it?
Well, it is a bit of a tough ask, and I think much of the same. In that second quarter, they had a lot of good energy, and they looked after. I mean, the first thing they've got to do is look after the pill, right? They just simply can't have all those turnovers like they did in that first half. They just got to trim that down, and then they were right there. They had a really good close to the first quarter and a really good start to the second quarter.
Let's see if they can get things going here early. I think these first couple minutes are really, really important for Seahawks. They need to get a few buckets and get a few stops to get the second half started the right way, as we are underway now. Middleton catches it in the corner. There's Jansen going right at the defense, flips it up, no good. Middleton rebound, goes to the right hand, it's short. Curry gets a screen from Scott, picks up a dribble. There's 6 on the shot clock. Scott, bank shot no good, followed no good either. And a jump ball, possession arrow favors Spartans.
Yeah, good look from Scott.
I thought it was Spartans ball, it is.
Yeah, pretty good crowd here too for the women, Johnny, and it's certainly building for the men still, but good crowd early that have been supporting the women. And again, they've got a good program, right? So you should come out and support.
Great finish on a nice spin move there from Scott, plus the foul. And of course, we know, Spartans looking for that three-peat along with the Townsville Heat in the men's comp. What do you think?
I like a bit of variety, but no, they're both good, certainly good groups, and they'll both be in the hunt, I'd say, in the next few weeks, Johnny, that's for sure.
Scott finishes that three-point play.
I just like giving Coach Anderson a little stick,
He loves it too. Scott swats it out of bounds.
He thinks he gets neglected up there in the north.
We got love for you, Rod. He knows it. Here goes Samuels looking to inbound. Nice inbound for Middleton. Can't finish. It's knocked out of bounds there.
Yeah, good job from Middleton again.
She's got to finish those though, Dave. I mean, they're wide open looks at the rim. You got to put those in if you want to pull out the win. Jansen short jumper off the back of the rim. Isaac chases down the rebound.
Just Diebel's been good in patches, Johnny, but equally I'd like her to be a little bit more involved offensively and demanding the ball. Again, in that point guard role, she needs to set up the offense, and equally, I think an important part is for her to looking for her own shot. And I know she's young, so that'll obviously come in time. But, you know, in this environment where, again, you're looking at the scoreboard, you're down 24, it's just what kind of play do the Seahawks want to try and be instead of trying to beat Spartans, if that makes sense.
And I think Spartans have done a really good job containing Samuels and Middleton, as Jansen doing some work on the glass gets fouled by Scott. But where I was going was, I think Spartans are really keeping Seahawks perimeter oriented. They're really shut down the paint. You see where Middleton's catching it now on the wing, you know, well outside of the paint, and Spartans just completely collapsing the defense inside and forcing the Seahawks to do something from the outside.
Yeah, and Jansen's been really good again tonight. Really kept competing and crashing the glass, picking up those offensive rebounds.
I mean, she's had the best energy for any of the Seahawks in this second half.
Yeah.
It's a 23-point game now. They need to pick up the intensity, pick up the energy. Field was really flat these first 2 minutes of the second half for Seahawks. Scott with 3 on the shot clock, kicks it. Isaac fires a 3 off the side of the rim. Rebound lost out of bounds. It's going to go with Spartans. Allen lost it, couldn't grab it with the 2 hands.
Yeah, Scott being active, got herself another possession.
Paramamar will fire the baseline jumper, and it rattles home. Ajahn Paramamar, heart and soul of the Spartans group, as Middleton gets inside finally to lay one in. Don't forget, we will have the men's game coming up for you shortly after the conclusion of the women's game. Haynes and Karatiana check in for Mellors and Curry. There's Karatiana. Scott now goes to the right hand, flips on up, well off. Paramamar lost it out of bounds. Here's Samuels getting to the free throw line. Pass is stolen by Scott. Scott, long pass ahead. Isaac can't corral it. Goes out of bounds. Good idea. Pretty good read there by Lee Scott on the inside with the steal. Diebel flips up one with the right hand. There's Lee Scott leaking out. He's going to go right to the rim and lay it in. And Coach Sleaford's seen enough. He's going to take a timeout. We'll take one as well. 6:45 to go in the third. Spartans pulling away. They're up 25. And your QBL Game of the Week presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. Like with you here at Roland Cowan Stadium, you got to think Coach Sleaford just imploring his team to turn it up a couple notches. Now what you want out of the turnover out of the timeout.
Disappointing. Really disappointing execution out of that timeout.
Isaac, nice pass along the baseline. Cartiana hits the jumper.
I just don't understand how a few of them look confused. How do you be confused after 30 seconds, 10 seconds out of walking off the court with an instruction?
Good pump fake. Samuels fires the three. That rattles home. That might be a little spark to get Samuels going.
Yeah, that's, she's just been, again, too passive as well, I think.
Haynes looking inside. Parmamar with the left hand, good.
First make for Samuels, 1 of 6.
Here's Diebel getting to the rim and lays it in. Nice transition bucket there from Diebel. 5 straight from Seahawks. Cuts their deficit to 22. Kiriou checks in for Katie Diebel. Isaac from the wing. That's good. The streak continues into the second half.
Yeah, shooting the ball really well tonight.
He's on fire from the floor at Isaac. Travel call, good defense, and that's what we're talking about from Spartans. They really collapse on you once you get inside. They pack the paint to start with, but if you get a touch inside, you're going to have 3 of them on you.
Yeah.
Isaac passed a little too high for Parmamar. Jansen hits Allen. Allen handoff for Kiriou to lay it in. Beautiful transition buckets, and we've seen a few of those out of Seahawks this night.
Yeah, they've had a couple of terrific fast break opportunities.
Isaac missed that one. Samuels picking up ahead of steam. Stops, step through. It's going to be a travel, though.
Travel?
I didn't think so. I thought that was pretty good. Came to the jump stop.
Yeah, jump stop and a step.
Then a step through, yeah. Reagan, our resident referee, no thoughts on that one?
Resident referee is struggling off a 2-inch display.
I was going to say he is reading off a 2 centimeter by 3 centimeter monitor currently, so maybe a bit hard for him to see.
It looked all right from what I saw, but yeah, it's really hard to verify with the screen that I'm watching on.
I thought referees had eyes in the back of their heads.
Wow, hey, that's what they say, mate.
Isn't that a requirement for the gig?
That's what they tell you.
Yeah, 4 eyes in the back of your head. We've got eyes everywhere. Apparently.
Everywhere. Samuels picks up the foul, her 3rd personal. Sending Scott to the free throw line for 2 shots. 4 minutes to go here in the 3rd. It's a 23-point lead for Spartans. And Dave, the question that's on the tip of my tongue, I'm gonna give it to you now, though. We see the Seahawks struggling a bit. How much of it is the Seahawks' execution, and how much of it is the Spartans' defense and the physicality?
Well, it's obviously a bit of both, but I think Spartans are just a very physical group, and they've done a really good job of dictating terms tonight. And then equally for the Seahawks, their execution's been a little so-so. Patches have been great. Obviously in transition, they've done a good job of advancing the ball and making good decisions. But out of this,
it's been a very physical game. I like this kind of basketball. Takes me back to 1990 New York Knicks.
Yeah.
I like it. Scott hands off for Taylor. There's Isaac with it. Cross court, Haynes, 3 is good. 26-point Spartans lead, 3:30 to go in the 3rd. Samuels, nice cut. Can't finish, though, by Durbridge. Good read by Jansen. Looking to go right at Lee Scott. Flips it up and in. Gee,
Right.
she's been good tonight.
Yeah, really good take.
Good hands by Samuels, tipping it out of bounds. Going to stay with Spartans. 18 to go on the shot clock.
It's always interesting, Johnny, when you look at a box score and you look at a scoreboard, and you sort of say, geez, the Seahawks are getting murdered, but it doesn't like look that bad. Do you know what I mean? Like, Spartans have been good and dominant, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying they don't look like they've just been walloped and up 26 points.
No, and I think that's why I asked you the question. I don't think Seahawks have played that bad.
No,
I mean they've played well.
Yeah, they've missed a couple, and they've just turned the ball over far too much.
I think when they go back and look at this tape, they'll see that they missed a couple of easy ones as Middleton finishes with the left hand. Good move. One of the few times Spartans defended Middleton one-on-one inside.
Yeah.
But you could count, at least 5 missed layups that were uncontested for Seahawks, and that's 10 points.
Yeah, I mean, they're shooting the ball 34%, 2 of 8 from downtown.
Nice pass.
But again, 17 turnovers in 28 minutes is not going to get it done.
Allen looking inside. Middleton going right at Scott. That's an offensive foul. Scott had her feet set. Middleton put the shoulder in the chest. You don't like that one, Dave?
No.
I mean, Scott's there with her feet set.
I'm happy with the no call. I didn't think she burrowed through it, through Scott. Scott tried to stay straight up. I'd like to see it again. Maybe I'm wrong.
I thought Scott had really good position.
I'm not saying she didn't have good position. I'm just saying.
And the feet set. And you could see that the referee's got to call that one because Middleton dipped the shoulder right into the chest.
Yeah.
Another defensive foul. It's going to be the 15th foul on Seahawks, putting them into the penalty. It's going to be a couple shots for Spartans here. Brow checking back in for Diebel. Taylor hits the first one. Don't forget, we will have the men's matchup for you coming up shortly after the conclusion of this one. As the Spartans host North Gold Coast Seahawks. 26 points the lead here for Spartans. Allen fires a 3. It's an air ball. Durbridge chases it down.
Whoa.
Skip pass to no one. Durbridge not happy with herself on that one. Rushed that pass a little bit, and there was no one there.
And nor should she be happy.
Curry, long jumper off the side of the rim. Middleton with the rebound. Got a minute 20 to go in this one. Spartans up 74-48. And, we talked about it in the pregame, Dave. This is potentially a first-round matchup in the QBL Finals. Spartans looking to send a bit of a message in this one. 7 seconds to go on the shot clock. Seahawks going to inbound on the sideline right in front of the Spartans bench. Middleton goes to the left hand and finishes plus the foul. That's a nice move there from Middleton, spinning away from the double team and finishing out with the offhand.
Yeah, she's been really good today. And with both hands too. Good finish on the left and the right. Good spin moves. Just a really, what I really like about her is just a good post target, which can again suck that defense in. And unfortunately for the Seahawks today, they just haven't had much else. Allen 11, Middleton 16. Jansen 5, Samuels 5, Deeble 4, Durbridge 5.
Taylor has it. We're under a minute to go. 5 on the shot clock. It looks like they're going to get Durbridge. The blocking foul on Caratiana. 2 shots for Ashley Caratiana.
Seahawks aren't happy, but foul every day of the week.
First one's good. You look at the scoreboard, and it's just a super well-balanced attack for Spartans. It couldn't be really more different. Leading the way for all scores is Leah Scott. She's got 18, tied with Middleton for the game high. And a foul on Mellors, battling for Middleton for position inside.
That's 5. I think it's 5 fouls
On Mellors. Checking in for the first time this evening, Yasmin Biddy Queen Dilla. Turnover off the inbounds. And then a reach-in foul against Middleton. Gold Coast in the penalty, so it's going to be free throws again for Spartans. That's Middleton's 3rd personal. Taylor hits the first one. Second one as well is good. Creeping up on a 30-point lead here. Good hands there by Curry. Curiel gets inside, dumps it off. Nice pass for Middleton. Misses. It's out of bounds off Gold Coast. Spartans there's about a second differential between the game and shot clock, so you got to think Spartans will hold for the final one. Pass though stolen, Middleton, good hands. Here's Brow with it. Pass knocked into the crowd by Taylor. Saw that one coming from a mile away. 9 seconds to go in the quarter. Here's Curiel. Gets inside, floater, banks home. Good finish there for Curiel. The Spartans are not going to get a shot off. That's going to end the quarter. It's a 26-point lead for Spartans at the end of the third. We'll take a break. We'll come back with some stats and the final quarter of action here in your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media.
Back with you here from Roland Cowan Stadium. It is the fourth quarter of the Southern District Spartans taking on the North Gold Coast Seahawks. It's a 78-52 lead for the Spartans leading into the fourth. A big 26 points. Gents, what are the Seahawks going to have to come out with to finish the quarter strong?
I reckon a miracle, to be fair. I mean, nothing against the Seahawks, but I just think Spartans have been really on their game tonight. They've been impressive right from the start. I think they wore the best that the Seahawks could give them, and they're just showing their class.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, Johnny. Samuels misses a bit of a tough night at the office for Samuels. 1 of 8, 5 turnovers.
I mean, I know the Spartans lost that game to Mackay last week, but gee, they were impressive the night before going into Rockhampton and handling the second place Cyclones and handing them a pretty big loss on their home court. We know Mackay beat them, but you've seen all of the teams, Dave. Who do you think posed the biggest threat to this Spartans group from preventing them for the three-peat?
Yeah, well, I think our northern friends are certainly right there, right? And really, I think the three teams you mentioned are probably the mark, and so I think they're the teams to beat. It's really that simple. They've been that good. They've had strong programs, and they deserve to be in those positions. It's
going to be very interesting. I think Townsville certainly will have a lot to say as well. Since the addition of Abby Bishop, they've really exploded, and they're looking for a top 4 spot as well. Could potentially be a rematch of last year's grand final series, but Spartans have the inside track of having home court, only with the one loss at the moment, and looking like they're going to pull away with this one.
Nice move.
Great footwork there from Biddy Queendilla, her first points of the night. Ball's lost out of bounds, tipped out by Curiao. You look at when you look at the ladder, though, Dave. It's a bit muddled in from that 3rd, 4th, 5th. Even the Gold Coast Rollers potentially could have that home.
And as you say, I mean, Logan and Townsville are both right there too. So I think Spartans are probably the leader in the house, but any of those group are solid, and then we've seen Ipswich a couple times, Johnny, and they're really capable too, right?
Yeah, so it's gonna be really interesting. Ipswich for me is a dark horse. They probably were one of the favorites heading into the season. Probably not where they want to be record-wise, but certainly talent-wise, they have as much talent as anybody, and they have pretty good depth. And Logan, I've been doing the podcast with Logan Thunder Women's head coach Braden Hesselhurst, and we talked a lot about it, but he's really happy with where his group's at and where they're playing and how they're playing ball. And they did give Spartans a pretty good run for their money earlier this season.
Yeah.
I think the possible knock on that Logan group is their depth. They do have a lot of depth, but it's a quite young group.
Yeah. And equally too, we haven't given much love to the Goldie, and they've been okay.
They've been awesome,
right?
yeah.
So,
they've been awesome.
Really, I think it's a pretty open playoffs, and I think obviously that's why you try and get to you want to try and get to those 3 spots. The home court really means a lot, Johnny, and that's where Spartans have done a great job of hopefully securing number 1 spot, and then they're in a great position to host finals if they can the whole way through, and that does mean a lot. I think too, it's not everything. But when you're a really solid team like this and you have a great win percentage at home, just gives a little bit more pep in your stride. So I think...
Well, it didn't slow them down in the grand final last year, going up to Townsville and taking 2 right off the bat.
No, and that's why I said it's not everything, but it can be really positive if you can. And I think also financially for the programs, it's great, because if you can host a final, a bit of cash back in the coffers for the local association.
And I think this is a good opportunity also, though, for North Gold Coast. It is quite good as Biddy Queendilla hits a jump shot. But I think it's a really good opportunity for them to see, a potential playoff matchup here. this is great for them to see what Spartans are going to throw at them and be able to go back and see game tape so close to a potential finals rematch.
And like we talked a little bit about in the opening, I don't think Coach Lewis is going to change her strategy a whole lot. They are what they are. They're going to be physical. They're going to have a good defensive presence. They're going to move the ball well.
3 seconds there on Middleton. But I think the thing that if I was Coach Sleaford, what I'd be looking at is what worked well for us when we were humming. Where were we successful and where were we having this success? I think the success certainly was with Middleton getting those touches deep in the paint, and Spartans made that adjustment. But I think maybe it's that secondary action you got to look at, and also looking to get Samuels involved any way they possibly can. Offensive rebound there. That's Natasha Elliott on the court. Jansen's fouled. Elliott checking in for the first time tonight. Mamar gets called for the foul. Jansen going to go to the free throw line for a couple. But Dave, getting back to the ladder, it's really nice to see though also that you come down to the final 2 weekends and teams are still battling for a position. You really don't know what those matchups are going to be, depending on results tonight and next week. And you could see a team like Gold Coast currently sitting at 6th, or even Mackay sitting in 7th, depending on results, picking up a home final.
Yeah. And it's always interesting that I love looking at the splits in the groups and a little bit of haves and have-nots. I mean, look at 11 through 15. Pirates 5 and 11, Cairns 5 and 13, Gladstone 3 and 13, Capitales do not know what's going on there. 2 and 14 for. Are they still Queensland's biggest association? If they're not the biggest, then they're probably number 2 to Gold Coast.
I thought, didn't Gold Coast take over as the biggest association now?
And then Toowoomba 1 and 14. So, overall, really interesting playoff run certainly coming at us.
Yeah, it's going to be excellent, and we encourage everyone. If you are watching, we love that you watch, but get out to a game. Support your local association. There's some great basketball being played in every corner of Queensland, and the QBL this season has been phenomenal. The women's competition has been really, really good. We've seen some excellent games and some really high-quality basketball being played. And the men's competition is pretty close as well. When you look at the standings, you got the Brisbane Capitals sitting up top. Again, also with only the one loss, but it should be an equally.
Yeah, they had a good win last night against Mactown. I think it was 7. So, really good win there.
Spartans just continuing to roll here in that fourth quarter. You're up 25, about 5 minutes to go in this one. We look at
saw some highlights of the Toowoomba game for the men too, Johnny. Brisbane and Magnay's knocking down threes and
he looks really good, man.
Smacking it on.
He's been awesome.
No, his jump shot looks really nice.
Just taking a look ahead to next weekend, the final weekend in the QBL regular season. The Spartans go on the road on Friday night at Toowoomba to take on the Mountaineers. Then they back up on Saturday, taking on Ipswich. North Gold Coast will host University of Sunshine Coast RIP on the Saturday as well. So both teams with some tough matchups. There is a timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. 4:43 to go in the game. Spartans up by 26 in your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. Welcome back to Roland Cowan Stadium. Both teams are going to go to the bench here. Checking in for Spartans, Samantha Deacon Sharp. First time we're seeing her tonight. And Bonnie Illingworth is a nice baseline out of bounds run there by Seahawks to get the bucket. Illingworth, first minutes of the game so far tonight. There's Deacon Sharp. A couple of the Spartans youngsters out there. Deacon Sharp. Good challenge there by Illingworth. Jansen nearly lost it. North Gold Coast recovers. Jumper is well off by Brow. Illingworth can't save it.
Yeah, haven't shot the ball well tonight, have they, the Hawks?
Take a look at...
Getting flashbacks, Johnny, every now and then. I think I hear a rip in the background. After our few weeks up
at the
sunny coast.
Yeah, felt like we probably should have moved up there, Dave.
Well, we do have a comment in our YouTube channel already saying rip man for MVP, so I feel like it just needs to be consistent every week.
Oh, wow.
A couple other games live at the moment. Townsville, well, actually just finished. Townsville pulls out the win over Gladstone, 86-64. Leading the way in that one is Carrie. She had 28 points. Froling had 15 and 10. So Townsville maintaining their top 4 spot. And Gold Coast, wait a second. Yeah,
Wait a second.
Gold Coast is up by 24 points on Toowoomba, 98-74 with about a minute to go in that one. Carly Patrick with 23 in that to lead all scorers. So Gold Coast really rolling this season. Looking to get back to the QBL finals for the first time in a couple years on the ladies' side of things at least.
Yeah. Some good pickups for them in the off-season and sitting well on the ladder.
Jansen looking inside. Good hands there by Parham-Amar. Come up with another steal. Aja Parham-Amar, that's her 3rd steal of the night. She also got 9 assists, 6 rebounds, 6 points as well. Spartans up 25.
2-2, Johnny. 22 turnovers.
22 turnovers for North Gold Coast. It's never going to get it done, is it?
It's a lot.
It is, again, though, you got to give the Spartans a lot of that credit as well because they're up and in you from the opening tip, and I guarantee you, no matter who comes out on the court, they're going to be up and in, they're going to be physical, they're going to put you under pressure wherever you are on the court.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And North Gold Coast just couldn't handle it tonight.
And I think for anything, the Seahawks are the ones that are going to learn a lot from tonight's game. I think, and as you say, go back and watch the tape. Go and watch the late first, early second quarter where you were really good. Have a look offensively. Good, another deflection from Deeble. And then, to be honest, other than some Middleton action, they kind of were pretty average in the second half.
Well, if you're Coach Sleaford, what are you doing? How you getting Samuels a little more involved? Do you maybe look to get her inside?
Yeah,
maybe?
well, I just think offensively, it didn't seem like they ran an awful lot for too many people other than anyone called Middleton, and that's okay as a post touch, but equally, they need some better action. They kind of run a little bit of a secondary transition action sometimes, but that was pretty much well scouted or well defended from the Spartans. I still like the action. I just think they, just were a bit quick with it and didn't really try and, hit people off that nice back screen. And then equally, I think Deeble in either more horns or more pick and roll action where they can try and get the big out and then look at getting her into pitch, penetrate and pitch situations. because they've got lots of good shooters for the Seahawks. So
Well, they didn't really shoot the ball great tonight. They're at
Not
36%. Only 2 3-pointers. And the way that the game of basketball is played now, you have to be able to shoot the threes, and North Gold Coast certainly was unable to do that tonight. 2 of 12 from 3. And even 12 attempts is pretty low for a game of basketball.
Yeah, these days, that's for sure. 7 of 22 for the Spartans, currently shooting 42%.
And when you look at the scoreboard there, you got 5 Spartans in double figures, another one with 9 points. And you look at the opposite scoreboard, and there's only 2 players in there. As Beck Haynes, it's a bit of a block there.
Yeah.
But 2 Seahawks players in double figures. And Middleton has the 25. It's a game high.
And when they've had some of that action too, Johnny, that screen roll and dive, that's when they've looked good too. I think they need to try and incorporate a little bit more of that, in the next couple of weeks. And I mean, the thing about the Seahawks is, obviously they're lacking a little bit of star power compared to some of the, let's say, the top 5 teams. But I think they're certainly capable, and they've got a lot of experience from their go-to girls. And I think the likes of Deeble as well. I think she'll benefit from games like this where these are good games, especially for these youngsters, where sometimes you just need to get punched in the mouth and see what the best look like. And there's a reason Spartans are on top of the table and have been for the last couple of years. So I think it's good learning for her. And I think Brow was really good tonight as well.
Yeah, she's been really good. I don't remember if I don't think she played.
Didn't play.
When
No. This is the first
there.
time I've seen her. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, 22 turnovers, you're just not going to get it done. That's just as really simple as it is. And they didn't shoot the ball terribly well.
And I thought defensively they were okay.
I agree. I think they scrapped well. Good deflections, hands in lanes. Again, they created 11 steals too. So I agree with you.
Going to get Deacon sharp for the block. Durbridge going to go to the free throw line.
Yeah, and I think their effort was really good defensively too. They did have a really good crack, I think, mostly. But when you go at the other end, Spartans were just too good.
I think, if you're the Seahawks, though, pretty happy. You got a pretty solid core group of players here. You most likely look like you're going to be returning to the finals yet again. So
yeah, I
that
think
transition from SBL to QBL has gone pretty well for the Seahawks women's program.
Yeah, some really good young talent.
Got about a minute to go in this one. It's going to be a Spartans win. It's the 15th foul, so Jansen going to go to the free throw line for a couple shots. Exactly 1 minute to go in this one.
Just to close this one out, Johnny, some stats. Curry didn't score, actually. But
the captain?
Yeah, but, she, again, did a good job and played her role of facilitating the ball and good defense. And Isaac had 13, Scott 19, Mellors 12, and Amar 6 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists. 3 steals. Beck Haynes, 11. Taylor with 12 off the bench. Taylor with 12. And Cariatana had 9 as well for the Spartans. So, as you say, most of the night really moved the ball, hit the open player, and got good contributions across the board.
And you look at Spartans, 38 points from your bench. That's a massive number, and that's That's a real difference maker as well, being able to bring players off the bench that can produce starter-like numbers.
Yeah.
Pretty decent percentage, hitting that 40% from the field. Probably would look at the three-point number and hope to have a better number than 30%, but they did hit 7 of 23. And now Spartans also be happy getting to the free throw line nearly 30 times in the game, so pretty good for Spartans. What's North Gold Coast looking like stats-wise?
So Allen's going to finish, well, more than likely finish with 11. Jansen 8, Samuels 5, Middleton 25 and 12, so a really solid performance from her. 5 turnovers as well, Durbridge 5 and Kiriaru 4 off the bench. So a little bit of work to do for the Seahawks and a convincing win for the Spartans.
It was definitely a convincing win for the Spartans. The final score, 88-63. Spartans keep rolling and bounce back pretty nicely after picking up their first loss of the season last week. We're going to wrap things up because I want to eat something. I'm starving, and we do have the men's game coming up for you shortly. So I do want to thank everyone for tuning in. I do want to thank Chris Sieber on the camera. Got to thank Regan Baker on the production panel, Dave Derwin on the commentary, and also want to thank James Bowman and the Australian Sports Network for all their technical support and all the graphics you see. And don't forget, next week, we conclude the regular season presentation of the QBL Game of the Week with the Logan Thunder visiting the Southwest Metro Pirates. That's next Saturday, 6 p.m. for the women, 8 p.m. for the men. Definitely tune in. Thanks again, everyone, for watching another QBL Game of the Week brought to you by Nothing But Net Media. We'll see you shortly for the men.